speaker will be Andrew Kendall. Andrew is doing his icebreaker today. Let's see, it's his first speech, born and raised in Tampa, a real Floridian. How about that?
Hey!
Went to Chamberlain High School, married, has 2 children, 2 grandchildren. I got you beat by 6 more. 2 grandchildren, and retired from Delta Airlines. Please help me welcome Mr. Andrew Kendall.
Good, Andrew.
Mr. Postmaster, members and guests, thank you for having me here this evening. And I just want to tell you that after last week, I was really startled at how I responded to the question that was asked me to talk on. And so what happened was I had this nice ride home in the car and had a nice long talk with myself back and forth. There was a sort of a question and answer and a little fighting going on. And one side of the brain wanted to just duck out, you know, just call it a quit. And the other side just said, you got to stick in there, man. You got to keep moving. You got to go forward. You have a lot of help here, and it's going to get you where you need to go. And then I made an email to Anita, and I asked her about speaking, giving my first speech, and this is what I got back. Hi, Andrew, with a big exclamation point behind it, and she hooked me in and gave me the slot of December the 13th. Well, that's not but a month and a half away. And then last night at 9:30, I got this other email that every one of us received, and it says that there's an opening tonight. Well, I didn't want to wait till December. My thought was that the best thing for me to do is to start. And so here I am this evening. I have to tell you a little bit about myself. And I was born right in the middle of World War II. Started in 1941, ended in 1945, and I was born in 1943. And here I come. And my parents were proud to have this nice, shiny little boy come to be a part of the family. And because my father was in the war, my mother named me after him, Andrew Fortis Kendall Jr.
Right.
And he didn't like it. But the name Fortis has been in our family for a long time. It's an old Scottish surname. One of my great-great-grandmothers, that was her maiden name. And they kept it in the men's line, so it tells me that she must have been one well of a good woman, you know. So anyway, my grandfather was named Fortis Jennings, and my father was named Andrew Fortis, and I'm Andrew Fortis Jr. But he didn't like it, and he always called me Kenny. And I want to tell you that everybody in this town, every place that I went, knows me as Kenny Kendall. Nobody knew my name was Andrew at all until the last 10 years. And my wife said, you need to hone up. You need to get serious here. I mean, you've been a kid too long, you know, with that name. But I see people now, and some people know me as Andy or Andrew because I play music. And, you know, they have to write a check out. They're not going to write it to Kenny Kendall. So they write it Andrew Kendall. But anyway, I went to school here in Tampa. I was born in Tampa. I was Tampa Municipal Hospital downtown on Davis Island, which is now Tampa General Hospital. But back then there wasn't, you know, Tampa was small, and it was a port city like it is now, but there was a lot going on because of all of the things that were coming into the Central Florida. And so I went to Broward Elementary School, and they used to have May Day. Remember when we had May Day?
Yeah.
And some of the younger people won't remember that because it's not part of your curriculum. But every day at school we said the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and a prayer. And my country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty.
Oh, sing it.
Sing it every single day. And we were patriotic. And so from there I went, I was 12 years old before we moved, and boy did I hate that. I was going to Broward, all my friends were here, and I cried like a baby. I went to the boys' room, and I can still see myself in there and crying like a baby. I didn't want to leave there, all my friends were here. But you know, that was the best thing that happened to me. I went across the river to Wellswood. It was a new community, a lot of cow pastures, plenty of open space to camp. We swam in the river. It was unbelievable. It was like I was free in this wild place, you know, but new houses were being built. And so that's where the base of my friends are today. I have friends from all the way back there, almost 60 years that we've been friends all these years. And I went to Oak Grove Junior High School and played basketball, ran track, played the band, and then on to Chamberlain High School. And let me tell you, when I went to Chamberlain, Bush Boulevard was a dirt road. That's how long ago it was. And they used to pull the train up for us to go to the football games. The train would pull right up there. We'd go down this divot like this and up over the thing and onto the railroad, you know, the rail cars. And off we would go to Lakeland and Sarasota, Manatee, and play these football games. It was unbelievable. We just had a great team spirit. And then I left there, went to California, Santa Cruz, California. Man, I thought I'd die to go into heaven. It's right on the Pacific Ocean, it's 90 miles south of San Francisco. And here I was out there going to college, studying saxophone with my grandfather, which is a tremendous musician. He was president of the Musicians Union in Los Angeles, which is the biggest musician union in the world. And he was also played the solo oboe in the symphony, and saxophone was actually his main instrument. And so I was studying with him, and from there, I came home, and here my sister says, "Hey, I got just the girl for you." And I said, "There's no way I'm going out with none of your high school friends. You forget that." Well, 2 days later, she got a phone call and told me that here was your friend on it, somebody wants to speak to you, and it was the girl I married. And we've been married now, Charmaine, and beautiful. She had this beautiful southern drawl. We've been married 52 years. And so, then, let me tell you, I got another thing from my friend over here, Anita, said, "If you want to speak again, we're open still for the December the 13th.